Lady bro Flacco, chillin' with the 514. Online mix, we up in it.
514 online.
What's up, everyone? You're on 514 Online Mix Radio. I'm your host, Chrisella. We have a star. We have a very special guest. We have Jully Black with us today. How are you?
I am phenomenal, even better now that I'm here with you all. So thank you.
Oh, that is such a pleasure to hear. I just want to let the people know who don't know you. You are a platinum selling recording artist, also won a Juno award for R&B Soul Recording of the Year for your album Revival in 2008. That's amazing. Named one as the top 25 greatest Canadian singers ever from CBC Music. And your career has led to you working with and writing, collaborating with artists such as Kardinal Offishall. You've also written and collaborated with artists like Sean Paul. You shared the stages with Celine Dion and opened for Celine Dion as well. And of course, the list goes on. This is just to name a few. Welcome, Jully Black.
Thank you. Thank you for the warm welcome. And it's interesting hearing some of the things that I've been able to do. It's really, really good. I'm grateful. When you're in it, though, you don't really realize until.
Exactly.
So thank you.
I can imagine. And the reason we are coming to this virtual interview is because you made such a statement that changed the way how people not only hear about Indigenous peoples, because imagine there's people living in Montreal, which is right next to Ganawage, who don't even know about the Indigenous peoples of this land. And when you did the national anthem at the NBA ALLSTAR game, you made a ripple effect that also inspired me as well. You are definitely just a activist. And I am blown away and speechless when I speak of this, because you don't see a lot of stars. You don't see a lot of people in the spotlight who do things from their heart and showcase it to everyone. When it comes to activism, it's almost a scarce thing to see when it comes to the music industry, for people standing up for others.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I realized that being an artist, especially for all my life pretty much, but being like a professional musician and artist, you tend to get people serve you. Let's put it that way. I'm just gonna I shoot straight, right? So it's an area where people tend to your needs, and you become very self-serving. But I wasn't raised that way, so throughout the years, it's been a push-pull for me, because I also had to learn how to receive. Right. And be like, oh, okay, because I was taught to serve.
Yes.
Right. But also realizing that when you have an opportunity to be an amplified voice, it needs to span beyond music. Yeah, we write songs and people listen to it, dance to it, cry to it, grieve to it, all the things, celebrate to it. But when have we really, since, to me, it hasn't been since I don't know. I like, for example, James Brown, Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud, or Marvin Gaye, What's Going On? Songs used to tell us about what's going on in the world, and used to be able to stand up for people. Now the music's in such a place where I even have my own struggles with radio. Some radio station won't even play my newer, more break through the glass ceiling songs that's empowerment songs, because they want to hear all the other stuff. So when this opportunity came, when they said, listen, we want no music, we want your voice alone. And I sat there okay, so this is me being in church again, 6 years old.
Yeah.
Singing Jesus Loves Me, This I Know, as a little girl. And now I get to do this on the biggest stage for the Canadian anthem in the world. Remember, the Super Bowl they don't have this Canadian anthem. So this is the only place the entire world would hear our anthem at the same time. So how could I make this meaningful? And my meaningful mission was to make sure I stand in the gap and tell the truth and do a musical land acknowledgement. Because we do land acknowledgements all the time.
Truly was. And just speaking for my fiance, Galitsa Honde Crosstolo, who is from Ganawage, she was so moved and moved in tears when you said those words, on native land. It was definitely shown as a respect for the indigenous peoples of this continent, not only country, continent. And I really have so much respect for the movement you've done during that time. Such a special time, such a big time for you as well, for the NBA All-Stars game. Millions of people being able to watch this and now learn from it. You said on E-Talk that you don't mind driving the getaway car. You surely did.
You caught that, right?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I did. And you know, you released a song, I believe was in 2020, Me Not Afraid. All right, because I'm Jamaican too, so I definitely have to give you props for that.
Thank you.
And you definitely put your actions where your words are as well.
Thank you.
And it's so nice to see, and it's such a breath of fresh air to see such artists as yourself doing work for the people. You give back. You even have an event coming up March 26th.
Yes.
And you're constantly giving back. Can you talk about that, please?
March 26th is it's in celebration of Women's Heritage Month, but it's also in celebration of, I'm going to put my hand up here, building bridges. Being a bridge. That's exactly the stance that I took with the anthem, was being a bridge. You know, we have an opportunity now to share each other's stories, get to know each other's experiences, you know, through storytelling, through vulnerability. You know, the panel is going to include Fareen Khan, who's an amazing woman who's Muslim, who has her own story of building a bridge out. She's still a practicing Muslim, but she has to build a bridge out of the Muslim community to get to know what's going on. Like I'm of the Christian faith. We locked arms and elbows. So it's not about religion. It's about relationship. It's about relationship, right?
Yes.
And, you know, Kiana Rooks, who's an amazing, right? She's queer. I want to make sure I know her pronouns. Right now, I'm going to call her say they for now. But I've known this human for many years, and I've watched this human evolve, and I'll stand in their skin with confidence and with poise and with beauty. Because another thing too, like, you know, anyway, the whole other thing. And KJM Christina, she's an amazing woman who dwells in the space of female boxing. And
wow.
She researched that boxing gloves aren't even they're not made for women's our proportions. She did the research, and she has an organization called Girls Just Want to Box, and they're helping young girls get to be empowered, you know, and understand that just because you're throwing a punch, it doesn't mean you're aggressive. It doesn't mean that you should be treated any other kind of way, you know. And just the panel is amazing. Ayana Seeley, mental performance coach, all things. But full circle is my STEP program.
Yes.
Step aerobics. It saved my mental health over the pandemic. Gyms were closed, everything was closed, and I got on this STEP platform, and stages were closed, so I had no shows, no gym, all the things that fed my soul for years. Here was this piece of plastic, this literally like the 80s STEP platform, and I got on top of this thing, and I just felt magical. And I got lost doing this thing, and I found myself again. And I've been able to work with various humans to step into their power, and not just with your legs, because that's just a metaphor. We have people with different abilities who are using their hand in a wheelchair, joining us.
Wow.
Right? And so it's going to be an amazing celebration. All genders, all walks of life, coming through 12 to 5 here in Toronto. There's a wait list, so join the wait list if you're in Toronto, or if you want to come into the city, join the wait list, because we want to keep in touch with you as well. And I'm excited. It's my first ever wellness event, like full wellness, meditation, yoga, step, a panel, 4 seasons of feeding everyone, Lululemon's clothing everyone.
Yes. We see you shopping at Lululemon. Yeah.
Hello. But let me tell you what the most important is, Chrisella.
Yes, Jully Black. Yes.
The most important thing out of this whole event on Sunday is proceeds are going towards the Jully Black Family Foundation. And this is a foundation I launched last November to honor my mom, Agatha Gordon, who passed away 5 years ago. She was 81 years old. She always wanted to go to nursing school. She had to put down nursing school. She got a job at General Motors of Canada, and she raised us all with that amazing income and got us out of the inner city and able to dream, etc. But she always wanted to go to school. She signed up for George Brown, but she had to drop out. And so I realized the gift of education is something, especially as, you know, my mom came to Canada in 1968, right? She's an immigrant and all the things. And for her, her highest dream was going to school. And I realized that sometimes in the day of entrepreneurship, some people don't consider that for some, going to school and getting that education is a privilege.
Yes.
Thank you. So you shouldn't have to choose between getting groceries and going to school. And so this is what the JBFF, and I love that JBFF is BFF, best friend forever, Jully Black Family Foundation. So every ticket, $25 is going towards the JBFF. So that's what's up.
I think this is also basically the essence behind your healthy looking skin, your healthy vibes, just the light that shines around you. I think it's not only in like just doing what you love. I think it's because you're working from your heart as well, and it shows because it's just shining all over you. It truly is.
Like,
I hope other artists, especially the upcoming stars, can see that when you do acts of just goodwill, it shows on you. You can tell some people are like living the way you do as a star, but they forget that they have to feed their souls, they have to feed their bodies, they have to feed their mind with positive actions as well, positive vibrations. And you are definitely changing the way how this Canadian industry is with your actions. And it's also inspiring me to just make better improvements on what we are playing on this radio station.
Really?
Yes, Jully Black, yes. And just your journey alone has been so many events when it comes to being nominated almost every year before you received your Juno Award. You're singing on stage. You're just constantly out there. When you were 19 years old, when you were discovered, before the music, the Universal Music Group, before all of that, did you think that today you would be fighting for not only yourself, not only your mother, as you mentioned, but for Indigenous peoples as well?
Ooh, what a question. That one, I felt that one in my heart. Ooh. Felt that. I didn't think so. But I knew that my mom would always tell me, she would say this, I guess it's from the Bible, many are called, but few are chosen. And she'd say, you're chosen. Like she'd tell me that you're chosen. And when you're chosen, sometimes you'll be fighting with the person that chose you, you know, the universe, the big guy upstairs, the person, the creator of all these things, however you identify as far as faith or religion. But sometimes I was like, okay, Mom, but I have so much talent that I didn't ask for. And there's big responsibility with that, you know? And she'd just really kind of put points to me, as she would say, to just be a good steward, just take care of yourself. And I didn't realize that in taking care of myself, it was preparing me to be able to stand up for peoples, in particular Indigenous peoples. Because guess what? I live a Black experience. So I've always had to stand up for myself. But can you stand up for other people when it doesn't necessarily help your community? That's the selflessness. That's the selflessness that, you know, I realize that it takes a special heart and soul and spirit. And I think my mom not being here gave me the space. And interestingly enough, obviously I miss her and all the things, but just follow me here. Sometimes when you have that person that always prays for you, or you could go to, right? Then you just lean on them and be like, Mom, pray for me, or this is what's happening. But when they're not there, You see what I'm trying to say? When they're not there, it's like there's all this space now. So you have to really get into and do the work. Like I'm in therapy, I've been in therapy, do the spiritual work, the self-discovery, the forgiveness work, setting boundaries. Like there's a big call on my life. Clearly, I flipped one word and I wanted to flip two. I wanted to say home on indigenous land because I know some of that with the whole native thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm learning. But my mom taught me, like I'm shivering, I got goosebumps. My mom shared with me, like, wisdom is better than silver and gold. Like move. So if I knew if I could pick one word, it's gonna be the on. It's gonna be the on. And my whole life has changed for the better forever.
Mm-hmm.
And recognizing as a Black woman having this opportunity in Black History Month, where most would be like, this is my month. I don't need to shine light on anybody else. It was like, no, because when you like this has been the most encouraging, inspiring, and it's had me really see how people could regard you within seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Like
seconds.
The people who haven't thought about me since 7 Day Fool, seconds later, I'm the most important thing. There's that part too.
And you're also dealing with the trolls now, what you've been showing on your Instagram, which is extremely shocking. You just made one word of a change.
What a powerful word, though, man. What a powerful word.
And look at this.
Yeah.
Look at this. Not only I pray for wisdom, I also pray for courage.
Yes.
And sometimes I feel like the creator or whoever's up there gives you these battles because these are what you asked for.
Woo, that's big. I think that the asking for it, what I realized when you ask for things, you don't get the things, you get the opportunity.
That's it.
To practice the thing.
That's it.
So I've been praying for patience. My word of the year is patience. And there's a certain somebody that I'm very interested in, and the dating is very slow, and so I'm like practicing patience.
Especially like post-COVID times, it's a little bit difficult.
Better hold on to your fiance, okay? Time.
Yes.
Hold on to her.
Yes. I am not looking forward to going back into that dating scene. Not at all.
No. Send me some energy, please.
Yes, definitely sending you some vibes. I've been sending you those positive vibes ever since you made that decision. I felt like you were running with a baton, and now that you released those words, now that you did the national anthem, now that it's over, I feel like now that baton has to be passed to somebody else. And someone else is going to run with that baton, and that will be passed on to somebody else. That's the ripple effect created, Jully Black. And I think that is powerful. And something like that will go down in history because we are fighting together. And I feel like that's what they feel here in Kahnawake as well.
I want to come visit. How could I come visit?
Oh my goodness, just call. Kadita Honda is also a well-known archaeologist as well. So you would be getting the best tour when it comes to Kahnawake. Let's do this.
Like seriously.
We will definitely contact your team like today and set that up.
You said it's outside of Montreal?
It's actually it's adjacent. So if you just go over the bridge, it's right there. It's like minutes away, like 5 minutes of the bridge. If it's good, if there's no traffic, Kahnawake is right there next to Choclair, which is called this is the name of Montreal. But even when I speak on the radio, I'm letting people know that I live in Choclair. That's the name of that's the real name. Yeah, the original place. Yes. I think it's time that we start respecting the ancestors and the peoples of this land, and for the people who have not arrived in this world yet, so they know that they're loved, they're respected, and they're also known as well.
I love that. I love that so much. I think about being of Jamaican descent, and I think about my family, and obviously shipped from Africa to Jamaica, but beyond that, imagine people coming to Jamaica and just saying like,
this is mine.
It's mine now. And we're changing the name from Jamaica to Joker.
And you know how much we lose? We lose culture. We wouldn't have reggae. We wouldn't have dancehall. All of these things we're missing from indigenous peoples as well because it was colonized. And I feel like people need to know the history. People need to know who was here first, and people need to know who has also cared for this continent and world.
And world. I
and
often
world.
say our history does not have to be our destiny. We have to learn the history, know the history, and our destiny could be that much better and
That's
that much
true.
more fruitful and together, right? And pay homage and give respect. Could you imagine if we just run through the house and have no respect for our parents and just mash up the wall and paint up the place? Like, just think about that. That's how granular I make it, so that I could really, it could really, you know, I could feel that, like, oh, imagine someone came into my condo and just took everything off the wall.
Right? Exactly.
Change the floors. And I come home like, wait, where's my plaques? Where's my what? That's all we got to do. That's how we can have empathy. Just like that, you can have empathy.
That's it. And just with that alone would make the world a better place.
Right.
You can always hear how people are doing with just the music.
Mm-hmm.
The music will tell you how your society and how your peoples are doing by just listening to the music. And I feel like this is the perfect time that you are like giving back. You've been giving back from the beginning till now. You've just been giving back, not only with your soothing R&B voice, and you are the R&B soul queen, by the way. I have to let you know. I mean, I'm sure you're so used to being showered with praises, and I want to be one of those people to give you your flowers as well.
Thank you. You'd be surprised though. You'd be surprised. I'm not looking for the showering, but I realize there's times where you're like, was all this in vain? You know, like I was talking to a friend of mine yesterday who's been in the business for a while too. And he's like, you know, I think this is the time where those who paved the way, you're actually going to start seeing that it wasn't in vain. And we understand value versus currency, but it's time to get that wealth. Because for those who have the heart, as we are able to earn more, acquire more, be more, become more, we could help more. Imagine what's been done with a little, and we're doing lots with a little. So imagine what we're gonna do with a lot, right? Trust me.
That's it. Well, I'm sure there's so much to come when it comes to Jully Black Entertainment. I can see there's a whole new transitioning that you're going through as well. You're healthy, you're working out, you're looking great, you're shopping at Lululemon. So that means if you're shopping, everything is basically turning out in a positive manner. Definitely sending positive vibes, sending those vibes of courage to continue the activism that you're doing currently, sending the vibes of love so that you remember to love yourself through it all, and don't let those trolls get to you.
Oh, no.
I already know. I'm sure you already, deal with them and pray for them as well.
They're people. They're human.
Exactly.
They're hurt people. Hurt people.
Hurt people. So what's in stores for 2023 when it comes to Jully Black?
Well, lots more like live shows, because I'm so excited to be on stage, and music, festivals, etc. Really continuing to grow this wellness movement, because I'm integrating my life, my singing with the wellness. So it's something where I'm like, if I'm going to tour, how could I tour this where people get some Jully music and get to feel good in themselves physically as well, and learn about one another. So that's a journey that I'm on. I'm excited about it. I'm excited to fall in love.
Yes.
To fall in love, stand in love, lay in love, roll in love, all the things in love. I'm excited to attract. I'm not looking for it. I changed that last week. I'm excited to attract my purpose partner. And that's my purpose partner. And that's purpose partner. I've shown that I have a strong will, and I can do this in business, and this in music, and this in theater, this in film and TV, this in fitness, all things. But what about matters of the heart? Yeah. What good is all of this without the right purpose partner to share it with, to grow it with, and to actually pass it on to the next generation? So I'm being intentional to speak words have power, just like the word on that we flipped, to speak love and marriage into my life. And my mom left me a gift. I'll share it with you.
Please.
She passed. She was 81. And about a couple weeks before she passed away, she said, Ju. So my name's Jully, for those listening, as you know, because they might think it's something politically incorrect. She said, Ju, do you want to be a mother or do you want to have a baby? And I just, without even thinking, I said, I want to be a mother. And she said, okay, good. Then you have your whole life. Don't let nobody put no limits on you. Don't make no one tell you that your clock is ticking, no matter what, because not every person that has a baby is a mother.
Is a mother. Oh, I'm going to take that advice and keep that right here in my heart.
Yeah.
You left me speechless so many times.
She said, no, make nobody rush you.
You don't know.
Right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Nobody rush you.
That's it. That's it. And these are things we forget, especially in this fast-paced world. This interview was a learning experience for me as well. I'm usually so talkative, so ready to just chat. But today I had to just listen and just soak all of this wellness in. Jully Black, it is an honor to speak with you on this platform. We have Jully Black with us on 514 Online Mix Radio. And I'm so, so happy we got to speak about her new journey. Yeah.
Hello,
Thank you
Grisella,
so
what up,
much.
what up? Bonjour, hi. We roll through, yup. It's me and y'all. Grisella.